All right, everybody, welcome back to Movie Talks and Chill. We are your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I am Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And in this episode, we are going to talk about a franchise that not everybody loves. It's been a bit of rivalry to another franchise. Both begins with Star. Some want to have wars.
Star.
Yep.
Gavin, it's poison in his mouth.
I can't say
Yes.
it. I just the Star.
Yes.
Trek.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and just finish that
It's a story about a journey, about this and that. But regardless of what you think about it, whether you want to gag, as you say, which is fine. A lot of people do. No, I get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. And then there are the hardcore, diehard people that are like the Trekkies.
the Trekkies. Yep.
I am not a Trekkie, but I have seen basically every movie and every series. I
I've
enjoy it for what it is.
I've seen all of them starting with the Next Generation. I've only...
Okay.
I remember watching one with Shatner. The only one I remember is The Voyage Home. But I know my mom was
You're
a
talking
big
about
fan.
the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was a big fan, and she loved Wrath of Khan. But I, for the life of me, cannot remember a single instance of that movie.
Oh, that's
Christopher
actually...
Lloyd.
No, so I thought he was in the third one. Christopher Lloyd showed up in the third one.
I thought he was Khan.
No. Christopher Lloyd was the Klingon.
Klingon. That's right.
I can't remember his Klingon name, but in the second one, though, is Kirstie Alley. Kirstie Alley plays, and that's what kind of the point I wanted to bring up about is like all the big name famous people that most people know, because people get famous from Star Trek, but really they stay for the most part within the Star Trek universe, unless they were a pre-seasoned actor prior. So like Patrick Stewart, he was big in Broadway and movies and stuff before he joined Star Trek. Like he was a
classically trained actor.
So
He
went
was
on
on
and
a
did
Christmas Carol.
yeah. Well, I mean, he was Professor X on the X-Men and stuff
I
like that.
also liked him. They had a Strongbow, which was that hard apple cider commercial, and and there's like a guy doing a voiceover for it. It's like, so here at Strongbow, we're trying to improve our brand, so we hired this actor. He's like, this actor, I'll have you know, and then it just cuts to the Strongbow. And they like cut him off.
He was actually in an episode of, he's in American Dad as like Stan's boss, but he was in an episode of Family Guy where they would cut to him being like live action, and he was like asleep in the chair, and then he like wakes up, he's like, you thought I was sleeping. It's acting. He clearly did not give a shit about it.
He didn't care.
But I like that he can make fun of that too.
Yeah.
But aside from him, so just like with the movies, and actually in the series, if you go back and watch the other series, if you've seen them all, and there's the original, which everybody calls TOS. Everything's got to have an initial.
Yep.
And then TNG, the Next Generation. There's Voyager, Deep Space Nine, then Voyager, then Enterprise, and then we have all the new ones coming out in Paramount Plus, which are all really good. But if you go back to them, different people that did cameos in the series, but also with the movies. So Kirstie Alley was in Wrath of Khan. The third one, Christopher Lloyd played in that one, as well as...
I know there's a pretty famous famous person in The Voyage Home, and I can't remember who it is. I've been racking my brain about it since Friday when you told me we were doing this episode.
Oh.
Apparently he's not that famous.
Yeah. But the sixth one, that one had like a plethora of big name people. So you had like Christopher Plummer. He was the main bad guy Klingon in the Undiscovered Country. And we're talking about from the original series movies. There was Kim Cattrall, was one of the Vulcans. She's the one who betrayed him.
Did not know Kim Cattrall was in
Spock had to do the mind meld with to find out what's going on. Christian Slater played a small cameo. He's the one who wakes Sulu up because Sulu's running the Excelsior. The Excelsior class, and he like wakes him up.
So let me get this straight. Christian Slater was in a Star Trek movie, and then his career rose to such heights he did Broken Arrow next.
No, he already had a big career before that.
He did.
He was as a younger actor. I mean, he was doing like Gleam in the Cube. What's the one with the radio? Where he's in high school and he does like the pirate radio thing. God, I can't remember, but he always says "talk hard" in it. Anyway, regardless. We'll figure it out later.
No, he didn't do Young Guns, but he did. He was in Robin Hood with Kevin Costner.
Yep.
Yeah, he was.
Yep. And then, because I think the sixth one came out in like the early 90s, the sixth Star Trek Undiscovered Country. So I want to say he had already did the movie Cuffs before that. I want to say, but I'm not 100%. But your boy was in...
91.
91? was Undiscovered Country.
Yep.
Okay, so I can't. He might have done Cuffs either before or after that. But yeah, so he'd been around. But in the Next Generation, there was an episode where there's one character called Tasha Yar. She was in the first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
She was the original security officer before Worf took over. She was working for, or Worf was working for her, and she gets killed off. And it's always been a big thing amongst all the big Trekkies. They always wanted her to return. Well, they had her return in a couple episodes, like time travel ones or cross dimension ones, and it's as if what would have happened if she was if she hadn't had died, I believe was the storyline. But anyway, in the other ship, Kelsey Grammer was the captain.
What?
Yeah. So Kelsey Grammer showed up. Seth MacFarlane was in a couple episodes of Enterprise.
Oh, okay.
He was like an ensign or something, just quick little
Red
scenes.
shirt.
Well, in Enterprise they didn't have the red; they all had the blue jumpsuits,
Yeah.
or the
Blue and
bluish
purple.
gray, purple.
Yeah, which is why the Orville is mostly blue.
And he was a huge Star Trek fan, so that was a big thing.
That's
for
why
him,
he
so-
started Orville.
Yeah.
He
And he's
wanted
like-
Star Trek with his humor.
Yes,
And
So,
then Hulu bought it, and then they got rid of the humor.
Yeah.
Worst decision ever.
Yeah.
he's against Hulu all the time.
I mean, I'm not against Hulu, but I mean,
I am. If I could fight a corporation.
they have given us such gems as The Handmaid's Tale, where you're just each episode you're just glad that nothing extra fucked up happened. Nothing good happened, but it was less fucked up.
But I'm trying to think of who else. George Costanza, Jason Alexander. He was in an episode of Voyager.
Oh, okay.
It was a think tank. I think that's the name of the episode was Think Tank. But yeah, you can kind of you really have to kind of look at him. He does have a Jason Alexander face, but he's still done up in makeup and everything. What was one of the recent ones that I saw that I was like, oh my god, so and so? It was the guy in the new series, the Starfleet Academy.
Is that the one where the kids take over the ship?
Yes.
I'm waiting for that to finish its first season run, and then I'm going to binge the crap out of it. I heard that's really good.
It's only getting a second season. They already canceled it.
What?
It already got canceled.
I'm gonna go
And it was
fight-
actually pretty good.
All right, now if I could physically fight Hulu, and now apparently CBS.
Well, no, it's Paramount. Paramount
Jones.
Plus.
Paramount.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Fine,
Yeah.
I'll go fight Hulu, and then I'll not.
There is a second season though. They already filmed it, so they're going to let the second season run. But you never know. Fans call in, they stuff another network could pick it up. So it's not.
That's what
saying
happened
that
with
it's
Family
officially
Guy.
dead.
They
Yeah.
canceled that after 3 seasons. Now it's on season 20 or something.
Or Paramount might change their mind. They might see if the ratings go up in the second season and say, you know what, we'll keep it around.
You hear that, listeners? You go watch Starfleet Academy.
Yeah. But who was it that was in there? And I was sitting there watching. I'm like, oh my god, that is. I'll get to that later because it was in my head. I told somebody about it. And I was like, that's
Well,
so. I was like, oh my god, that's you can clearly hear the voice.
Yeah, you would want to be pissed off
Yeah.
at Skydance Media
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
because they're who bought out Paramount the studio.
Okay, so now I have to fight Hulu and the Sky. All right, I got my work cut out for me.
Skydance.
Oh, so it's like dance fighting. So
Yes.
I gotta learn breakdancing.
They're breakdance
Yes.
fighting. It's Hansel. He's so hot right now.
But you do have to give Star Trek its just desserts as being a major franchise because it spun off.
And I'm eager to talk about my favorite movie of the entire series.
Well, go ahead.
It's called First Contact. It's part of the Next Generation series of films. It was the second one, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
After Generations.
Yep. This movie kicks ass. Like,
It really does. It is one of the best ones
Yeah.
out there. Yes.
so
We
basically,
agree.
Tony and I are agreeing. I don't know what the hell's happening.
Fuck is happening?
I think there's a black hole
Do you have
outside.
a fever? Is this your fever
I
dream?
think so.
Whose fever dream is this? Yours or mine?
Oh yeah, it does contain acid.
We agree, and we're talking about Star Trek. This actually is your fever dream.
Yes, it is.
But-
The cold sweats.
But no, the Generation is fighting the Borg over Earth, and the cube itself blows up. But they launch a little satellite orb, and it starts going back in time. And of course, the Enterprise has to follow it. And then they go back in time to when humans developed warp technology. So they wanted to stop that from, what was it, Dr. Cochrane?
Zephyrin Cochrane.
Zephyrin Cochrane. So their plan was go back in time, stop humans from doing this, so this won't be an issue, in 1,000 years. And they get some Earth lore, like this is after World War III, 250,000 people are dead. Zephyrin Cochrane's living on a commune in Idaho or some bullshit like
Iowa.
that. Iowa, yeah. So
No, actually, it's Montana.
Montana.
Bozeman, Montana. I believe
The
is where it's
capital
at.
of Montana.
Bozeman.
I think that's where it's from.
But the orb starts, orbital blasting from space. The Star Trek the Enterprise, that's the name, destroys it. But the Borg teleport onto the ship, so half the crew goes down to Earth to help Saffron Cochran finish his warp drive, and the others stay on board and fight the Borg. So you've got two scenarios going on, and it's once again it just kicks ass. So they help Saffron Cochran. Geordi's like, there's a huge statue of you right where you're standing, like looking to the future, and then he just darts into the woods. Like, I don't want to be a statue. I remember Riker's like, you told him about the statue? But they find it, and then they launch into space, and like he starts blaring Magic Carpet Ride as he starts turning on the warp engine.
Oh, well, you don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he needed to launch. That was his thing. He's like, wait. Okay, here we go.
And this is what everyone thought mini discs were going to be like the future. So he pops in a mini disc, and people watch that now. What the hell is that thing?
It's a mini disc.
But no, so he does his warp test. He goes to the moon and back in like 3 seconds or something like that. But it was just long enough for the Vulcans to, like, oh shit, warp technology has reached this ape-like planet. We have to go introduce ourselves.
Yeah, they detected the warp signal.
Yeah. That's part of like the whole like doctrine. Like, you can't interfere with a civilization unless they've developed warp technology. But then, you got Picard and Worf doing battle on the Enterprise against the Borg. The Queen.
By the way, Prime Directive, just
Thank
for all
you.
those
Yes.
people out there who know, not correcting you, I'm just letting them know that's the Prime Directive.
Yes, I knew there was a name, but it was escaping me at the moment. But then you got the story of the battling of the Borg on the Enterprise. Worf and two red shirts, unnamed for good reason, because they die almost immediately.
Sorry, red shirts.
But they're outside the ship, and they have like magnetic boots, and they're fighting the Borg, and they're like, what are they trying to do? They're trying to contact the Borg in this time to get reinforcements. It's like, damn, that's good. And then, Worf gets shot in the leg, and then as a tourniquet, he rips off a Borg's arm and then ties it around it and then keeps firing. Like,
That's what you do.
man is an absolute monster, and I love it.
He's like the MacGyver in space.
Yeah.
One of the best lines is like, so the Queen Borg, who's more human than the rest, but still mainly, Borg. She gives Data a patch of like real skin. Like, you want to be human here. Like, she gives him goosebumps and he feels pain and all that fun stuff. And
Look, she reactivates his emotion shit.
I was gonna say, isn't that the episode where him and like Data are like being shot at the end, and he's freaking out because he won't engage?
That's Generations.
Generation, okay.
Because it was when he first activated the emotion chip and it took him over.
Yeah.
Like he was having like laughing hysterically.
Right, yeah,
and then he got scared.
Yeah, he
And
got
then,
scared.
Yeah.
And went and saved Data.
Yep.
But so
I know a little bit.
See, you know something.
the Queen is trying to convince Data to join her side, and blah blah blah, and kill Captain Picard. In the end, Data like breaks open a tank full of human acid with his robot arms. And,
Human acid.
well, it literally kills like all organic material. That's why all the Borgs just like melt and die, because he floods this entire like engine room with this gas.
Yeah.
But Data rescues Captain Picard, and Data's like, for a brief second there, I actually considered her offer. He's like, really? Yeah, for 0.372 seconds. For an android, that's a lifetime. Greatest line in human history. Like, but they go back home. They go back to the future where they're from. They get Dr. Saffron Cochran to do his warp flight. They kill all the Borg. It's just, the movie rocks, man.
Well, and you're forgetting another theme in there is that this is after because I believe it was the end of season 2 or season 3.
The one where he becomes a Borg?
Yeah, Locutus.
Yeah.
So this is after all that.
So he still has like PTSD.
Yeah, and that's the whole
Yeah.
beginning of it. He's hearing them and stuff, and then when he's going to just ruthlessly kill him, because that one girl that worked with Saffron Cochran, she got taken up to the ship.
Oh, there is a really good scene where she's like, Captain Ahab has to go get his whale.
Yeah.
And then he starts quoting Moby Dick, and she's like, I've actually never read it. I just know it's a story or a parable about revenge. He's like, well, it's a good one. You should
Yeah, because he shows his loss of duty and just like, no, we're gonna kill him because he was killing everybody. Like that one guy who got the tubulars put in him because that's how they start transforming you into the Borg or assimilating you. Got to make sure the terminology is right. And he ends up shooting him.
Yeah,
right in front of that girl. He's like, trust me, it's for his own good.
Yeah.
You know, he's just gonna suffer.
Like you said, he was losing all sense of duty and self, basically.
Because he didn't want to self-destruct the ship. That's what the whole thing was. They're like, you got to blow up the ship, which would leave them stranded there because they were all like, well, we got to stay down here. We're going to be inconspicuous. What are we going to do? And that woman was the one convincing him because he's like, no, I'm not going to blow it up because he basically didn't want them to win again.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you doing? You got to blow up the ship. I will not blow up this ship. Which is actually a really good scene for him, for Patrick Stewart. Because it was almost like seeing like just like a tampered like, child, like just having a tantrum.
It's almost like he's a classically trained actor.
Well, he is. He is.
I'll have you know, Strongbow.
But no, First Contact, favorite Star Trek movie. Genuinely awesome.
Which also was the basis for when they did the show Enterprise. That's what kicked that off because that's 100 years after Zephyr Cochrane.
And their big thing's like, we can go to Uranus and back in 4 minutes. I was like, well, the Enterprise was doing that in 30 seconds.
Well, they didn't have.
Yeah.
they had a warp 9 engine. They didn't.
They had nacelles.
Well, they had nacelles in Enterprise.
I watched the first season. I got unrealistically angry that the fact that they brought in time travel so soon to that show.
Yeah, that didn't make me happy either.
Yeah.
It is what it is. What are you going to do? But yes, they did add that. The series was the first warp 5 engine, which was supposed to allow them to go into major deep space, like actually explore the galaxy deeper than anybody's ever been.
And there is a scene in the first episode where they're teleporting goods up to the ship, and he's like, sooner or later they're going to do that with people. He's like, I'll never do that. Next thing you know, that's your entire way of traveling.
Yep. And that's the thing in the Enterprise in the series, they rarely used the like everyone was afraid to do it.
Yeah.
But there is a good episode I think it's the 4th season, which is the last season. It didn't hold the test of time like the other ones, making it to 7.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
it could be like Galaxy Quest, where they beam you up and your insides are on your outsides.
Yeah, well, that's what they were afraid of. But they had an episode with the guy who created the transporter.
Oh, okay.
And he was a friend of Archer, who's Scott Bakula's character, the captain.
Archer. I'm sorry.
I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the show. But no, so Jonathan Archer, who's the captain of the Enterprise, the first flagship Warp 5 vessel, and his father was friends with that guy who created the transporter.
To be fair, there's like an entire 2 episodes in the Next Generation where some guy is just anxious as all hell, has a lot of mental issues that he's seeing Diana for. He gets bitten on the arm by a creature that lives in the transport universe.
Barkley.
Yeah, Barkley.
Barkley was awesome. He was great. He was like a side character in the Next Generation for a little bit. Then he became a bigger character in Voyager.
Yeah.
He's the one who ends up helping them get back in a way. He was
in the last season.
But he was like a major character or he became a major character. So he was nervous about everything, and he
anxiety, depression. He had uppers and downers, and it still wouldn't even him out. But he was bitten by a teleporting snake. It lived in the teleportation dimension, and it bit him on the arm, and then he got real life sick. It was messed up.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Well, don't do it then.
There's a reason why I won't go through a Stargate. I know what happens. You
What
die.
happens?
You don't die if you go through a Stargate. Yeah, you go through it all the time.
Your body dematerializes, and then you're rebuilt on the other end. You're not the same person. The old you has died.
How do you know you're not the same person?
Nope, because we killed it.
How do you know you killed it?
Because it demolecularizes you.
So you're a clone?
You're still
You're
still all those particles.
So it doesn't.
they're
It's just
different particles.
putting you back together.
How are they different particles? Where did they know the design to put the new particles when they?
Talk to the ancients, man.
Yeah. You know what? I got a Stargate in the storage unit.
Yeah,
we'll go through it real
We're
quick.
gonna live it up.
I've been doing
There
it
is an
every-
episode where they build it out of a toaster.
Wow.
Yes, Sam falls in love with an ancient who took human form, and he's like, "Yeah, I built one in your basement. By the way, you need a new toaster."
Those ancients, man, they're so good at what they do. So, all right, I will agree that is one of the best one of the best movies. It does beat the original motion picture one. That's still, I've told that story multiple times, where it's like they wanted to. It was the first time they did a motion picture after the series had ended, because the series ended in, what was it, 68 or something, 69 I think, somewhere around there. The motion picture came out in the mid to late 70s. So, it had been a little hiatus there. And when they did it, they had the new Enterprise. So everyone who watched the original series was like, oh, it's a movie now, and now we get to see it. And so they'd redesigned the Enterprise, and it's like, literally, it feels like 30 minutes. It's not, but it feels like 30 minutes of just going around every bit of the Enterprise. Like he's shuttling Kirk around as he's going to take him to dock to the Enterprise.
And we're talking about the mid-70s. That was a practical effect. There was a miniature.
It was a practical effect.
Yeah,
yes.
There were small cameras that went around every inch of that ship.
And it's just and you're like, you're cooking a roast, and you come back and they're still going around the ship.
Lego made a lot of money on that movie.
You ran a marathon, you did the laundry. You're like, okay, we're at the shop. Hey, we're docking now.
Fed the hog, still had some homework to do.
It's 1985. Hey, they're docking now.
Thank you.
Finally.
It reminds me of the pilot of the Orville, when Seth MacFarlane and his pilot are flying up to the ship, and you're like, are you drinking a beer? He's like, yeah, I'm nervous. I just want to relax. You can't do that. And he's like, oh, what am I going to do? And then he almost crashes into a giant ship. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry.
You got to be careful of that.
I'm so sorry.
But they're all good. I do like Voyage Home is one of my favorites.
Voyage Home is, like I said, the only one
from the original series
that I can remember.
Yeah, that's with the whales.
I like when they have to take the bus, and they're like, what is this? It's a bus. And they sit down, they see all the cultural ethnicities. Like, what the hell is going on here? You see a punk rock kid with a mohawk and a big old boombox, and they shoot the boombox. You're like, you're disturbing everyone.
Well, there's because it's obviously the show, when they're on Earth, the Starfleet is based in San Francisco.
Yeah, so they're in San Francisco.
Yeah, so they're in San Fran, but there's a scene in Voyage Home where they're going around and they're going to see that battleship, or that famous ship that you can take a tour on in San Francisco. I can't remember what the name of it is off the top of my head.
The Enterprise.
Is the Enterprise?
I think it's it was the carrier USS Enterprise.
It might have been, yeah.
I think it was.
I don't remember. All I do remember is
if you got it wrong, the Trekkies will correct you.
On my previous job, when I traveled all the time, we went to San Francisco, and one of our days off, I went down to downtown, Fisherman's Wharf, and we toured around. He's like, oh, go here. And there's a scene in Voyage Home where they got to get to this area, and Chekhov, he's like, we need the nuclear vessels. The nuclear vessels.
The nuclear vessels.
One of the guys that was traveling with us and on this day trip, it was a huge Star Trek. He was a Trekkie. And we go and see that ship, and he's like, the nuclear vessels! The nuclear vessels! We want to see the nuclear vessels! And he's telling somebody this, and they're looking at him like, what is going on with you? I'm like, it's a Star Trek thing, dude.
Sir.
But I like, in that one, there's a lot of fun stuff in it, and there's a nice recall to it in the series Picard. So there's a scene.
I've only seen the first season of Picard.
Oh, it's great. You
see
the rest of it.
Season that was
Get
awesome.
to the last season. It's one of the best.
Also, Jerry Ryan's in it. So
well, yeah, you can't beat that. But there's a scene.
She does not age.
No, it's like Cher and all the rest of them. They're literally vampires. But in Voyage Home, there's a scene.
Joke here.
Kirk and Spock are on a bus, and there's a guy all dressed in punk rock, old 80s punk rock, spiked hair and stuff.
That's where
he's got the radio, and he's blaring the radio.
Instead of shooting the radio,
well, they ask him to turn it down. The guy just leaves it and stares at him, and he's like,
Spock does the Vulcan
neck pinch, and then he drops down, and everybody in the bus starts clapping. Well, in the series Picard, they go back in time, back to San Francisco, and they have that same scene. It's 7 of 9, Jerry Ryan's character, and I can't remember who she was with. They're on a bus, and it's a guy playing music. Well, it's actually the same guy
from
the original music. He still looks the same, and he's playing the same exact song.
That's awesome.
Did that, I think it's like, oh, I will hate you, and I will disgrace you. But I checked it out, and I was like, is that the same? I was like, that looks like the guy, obviously older. But yeah, they found that guy. I don't know if, I would love to know what his career was like in between, where they're like, dude, you want to do? Yes. Yes. Like he's probably working at like a Chick-fil-A or something.
He's probably like a manager to like a corporation. Like, hey, I know this guy.
He's a CPA.
He's
Well,
a fund
I'm not
manager.
downing if you work at Chick-fil-A by any means. I'm just saying.
No,
it's
no,
like,
no. Well, that's what I'm
he
saying.
thought that was going to be his like career jump, and
he's got to have some kind of quiet desk job to have that character in him of just his normal.
He's like Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just a reporter by day.
You know, he wears hypno glasses, right?
What did you do over the weekend? Oh, grocery shopping. What about you? Like, I was at a movie. What? No, I was the punk rock guy. Yeah, the same character I played like 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
But you get that call, and we're like, all right, do you still have that outfit? Yeah, okay, I'm going to ask why. I'm glad you do, but yet I'm wondering why.
Do you still have that like 3 square foot boombox? Yeah, actually, I'm listening to it right now. Oh, I hate you. Do you still like Rise Against? Hell yeah. Yep, bring that down.
So when you finish watching Picard and you get to that scene, pause it, and then go back, find the clip from that scene and Voyage Home. Watch that real quick. It's like, 30-second clip. And then watch that scene. But yes, it is the same exact guy playing the same song with the same boombox.
That's awesome.
I wonder if it's the same bus.
That guy is an absolute legend.
It could very well be a same bus.
But there's a lot of good one-liners in there. There's Scotty when they're going because they have to, if you remember at the end of, because it's the fourth one, Voyage Home is fourth one, and the third one, Search for Spock, they blow up the Enterprise.
I never saw it, but I do remember. They referenced it a lot in the...
Yeah, so they self-destruct the Enterprise, so they take the Klingon ship, the Bird of Prey. And so that's what they used to go back in time. So they're flying this bird. Well, anyway, they need to get these whales because, and for those of you who don't know the movie, that came out in like 1984 or
Something
whatever.
like that.
There's a big alien probe that's coming out, and it's shooting this like signal
Sound,
beam,
yeah.
which is a sound which is actually disrupting everything and it's destroying the Earth.
They're looking for whales, which in the context of the movie have been extinct for 100 years or something like that.
And so basically they go back in time, but they have to retrofit to hold whales in water in this. So
I don't know how big a Klingon bird of prey is. But
pretty big.
I don't know if you could house 2 humpback whales in your cargo area.
They did. Okay. And there's enough major Star Trek people out there who have literally
Done the
made
math.
schematics of this and can show you that, yes, it can hold it. Like, there are scientists that have proven that, yes, these things are actually possible. There are people that deep dive. Yeah.
Here's a scientific fact for you. When a humpback whale farts, the bubble can hold a horse. Those things are massive.
And there's mathematicians that can figure that out, too.
The fact that you know that.
Yes.
I'm not even going to say it makes me question you.
It's one of the greatest science
It's
facts
been well
I
been 5
know.
years, no more questions.
So they have to retrofit and figure out a way to make a tank, basically, a retrofitted tank that holds the water to hold these whales. And Scotty
invents
goes to
plexiglass.
transparent aluminum.
Yeah.
And he goes to this manufacturing place and he's like, what if I was to give you, he's like, we can't, he's like, I need to be like this thick and, be able to hold this much and blah, 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 and like be able to support this kind of weight. And the guy's like, we don't have anything like that. And he's like, what if I was to give you an equation? And he basically gives him, which messes with time.
Yeah.
Because he's giving this guy, and he's like, he starts doing this thing.
Human technology by 300 years.
Yeah.
He's like, transparent aluminum. But it's funny because he's like, here, I'll show you. And he goes to use a computer. And he's like
hello,
talking
computer?
to
the mouse.
Well, at first he's talking to the computer. He's like, you have to use the mouse. And he's like, oh, hello, computer. And he's like, won't you just use the key? He's like, oh, how quaint. And he just starts typing it and doing like this rapid fire RoboCop typing.
Well, because in the main timeline,
It's like he's playing piano.
Yeah.
well, the main lore of the show, it's like that's taught in pre-K. That's an equation he learned before he said mom.
Yeah. And they say that in other series and stuff where they're like, what do they call it? Oh my God, it's something about time travel. But there's a scientific terminology for it. Quantum
Mechanics.
It wasn't quantum mechanics. It's like quantum metaphysics or something. It has to do with actual time travel and stuff. So they're like, yeah, we learned that in quantum whatever 101.
Yeah.
It's like, stop messing with time.
I know, yes.
Where none of you are getting a time machine.
They made an Einstein-Rosen bridge.
Yeah, basically.
They put it on
I know what that is because of Thor.
They put it on an infinite loop.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is thanks to Endgame.
There you go. Changing the past doesn't change the future, though. I hope you
What?
learned your lesson.
Back to the Future was wrong?
Science.
But there
We
is...
can only do this 4 more times.
Yeah. I'm not ready for this.
I don't know if it was old me or baby me, but one of us beat our pants.
Or just me.
But I do like there is a scene in there where it's Kirk and Spock, because Spock can actually sense the whales speak to him. And they go to where they meet the woman there that's, the curator of the aquarium or whatever, wherever she works over there. And that becomes Kirk's love interest. He always has to have one.
Of course.
And
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, he didn't have the original Star Trek body in the movie.
oh no, he was still the Shatter though. He's still the Shatter.
Yeah. Still the Shat.
And but there's a scene where they're sitting in there. They don't want to tell her where they're from, but Spock spits out that he's like, "Oh, Gracie's pregnant." She's driving them home in their truck, so Spock's in the middle, and she slams him. She's like, "Who are you guys?" And he's like, "That's a little bit of explaining we'd have to do. You probably wouldn't believe us. Like we're not from around here." And she's like, "Oh, no kidding," because Spock's in like a Vulcan robe outfit. But there's a point in there where she's like, well, let's go to dinner. Something gets brought up about dinner. And he's like, are you hungry? She's like, do you like Italian? And he's like, yes. Spock's like, no. He's like, yes, no, yes, no, yes. And he's like, yes, I love Italian. And so do you. And he just says, yes. But aside from that, you have the Wrath of Khan is considered one of the better ones of the original series. That is good because it brings back Ricardo Montalban, who was an actual character Khan in the original series. So that was a big thing to bring back.
And then replaced by Benedict Cumberbatch in the new movies.
Yep.
Which I do want to spend some time on because those movies also kick ass.
Yeah.
I can speak on those.
You can actually speak on those.
There you go. Well, moving on, flash forward to the new one. So those are actually considered the Kelvin timelines.
Okay. Because they do rewrite the timeline of
Yeah, Star Trek 2000 in the 2008 or 9 is when it came out. It was
2009.
Okay. But yeah, let's talk about these 3 movies. I can only speak on the first 2. I remember seeing the 3rd one, but I couldn't tell you what it's about.
Idris Elba was in it.
Yeah.
If you tell me, sure.
He was. He was the main dad.
I'll take your word on that one. Once again, I know I saw it, but that's about it.
All right, Gavin, tell us about it.
Give us a Chris Pine lore.
Well, so I do like the reboot of the original. Not essentially a reboot, but I guess a reimagining, because it does start at the very beginning of you see
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth play Kirk's father. Was he James Kirk as well?
He was George.
George. Yeah, that's right. I thought that was the J in there. Well, maybe he spelled it with a G. I don't know.
Fucking Australians.
Yeah, right. But the opening scene is a space anomaly coming up where there's a Romulan ship that comes out and.
Fun fact: do you know who his wife is played by? It's the girl from the first few seasons of House. The
Cuddy?
one. What?
Cuddy?
No, the one who dated House in like the first season, who was like really attractive. She was Jennifer Connelly. That's her name.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
We'll go with that.
That one.
All right.
So
Motherfuckers.
anyway,
Continue.
yeah. As I was saying,
Yes.
so yeah, this one centers a lot around time travel as well.
Jennifer Morrison. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not Jennifer Connelly. What's wrong with you? She's a brunette.
She was also in Once Upon a Time, one of the greatest shows ever.
What?
Clearly never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
I've seen Gallivant, and that show kicked ass, and I am still pissed that ABC canceled that thing.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna fight ABS.
ABS?
ABS. ABC.
I'm gonna fight my anti-lock brakes.
System. Yeah. So tell us more about this remake of reimagining of Star Trek here.
So again, like time travel is
And
heavily.
another thing.
And-
No.
I am about to shut his mic off.
We're putting him outside.
Nobody puts Patrick in the corner. Yeah, no shit. That's why we put you outside.
Yeah. We've got a window.
All right, I'll
So
shut
time
up.
travel is like right off the bat of
Yeah.
this movie. But you don't, technically you don't know it because there's like this wormhole anomaly that opens
I think
up.
it's referred to in the movie as like a thunderstorm in space or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, it's some kind of like like plasma storm or something that they're picking up, and then all of a sudden this essentially wormhole opens up and the spaceship just like appears out of it. And it's a mining vessel, but I can't remember the timeline. It was something like 300 years in the future that he was.
It's
like 200 or 300, but like the Enterprise and all that has already happened past that, because Spock is really old. He's on the council now.
Yeah, because Vulcans only go to like 400.
Yeah.
Short life
the
span.
original James T is already dead.
Yeah.
But then they come back to when he's born and then try to do a Terminator moment. Kill John Connor before he's born.
Darn it.
And so they end up attacking this ship called USS Kelvin. And essentially Chris Hemsworth has to pilot the ship to drive directly into...
Kamikaze run.
Essentially, just... warp speed into the oncoming vessel, because their weapons are so much more advanced they have no way to repel them.
Mm-hmm. It's also like a gnat hitting a windshield. Like the Romulan ship does not give a shit.
That mining vessel is massive. it's basically a Death Star. Ooh.
Oh, you're not allowed to say that.
That's right. That's
you
right.
Snuck it in there.
I went dual contract.
Well, so did
like
J.J. Abrams.
Simon.
So it's fine. J.J. Abrams did the same thing.
Yeah. He did. He ruined the first remake of our movie with fucking lens flares. He tried to do the same thing on this movie. Well, Jesus.
I remember when he was making that first Star Trek movie, Simon Pegg, who was in the Star Trek movie, he's like, "Can I be in the movie? Can I be in the movie?" He's like, "No, you're in Star Wars. I can't." You know how many people would kill themselves if they saw you in a Star Trek movie? He's like, "Put me in a costume." So apparently, in one of the scenes where Rey is trying to get food in the early part of the movie, Simon Pegg is in one of the aliens in a costume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the little sidebar. We don't talk about the movie.
And apparently, Daniel Craig is a stormtrooper in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just randomly put him out. Oh, he's in the movie. Where? He's wearing a mask. So anyway, James, ends up escaping, and he grows up with a stepdad now and not his father, whereas the original did. So that's how this movie starts, is like it's kind of rewriting the entire backstory of James T. Kirk.
I will give this movie credit. I genuinely do not like the Beastie Boys, but I love that scene when he's driving that car and he's blaring Beastie Boys. That's the only time I will tolerate the Beastie Boys.
So that's also in the third movie. It's a callback.
Oh, okay.
When they're taking out the swarm that's about to engulf the space station out in deep space, they work out this frequency to like basically kind of chatter or block their frequency, because it's like a hive mind. They're all talking together, but the frequency goes so loud that it ends up like creating a shockwave, and everywhere the ship goes, any of the ships that try to attack it explode because of the vibration, and it's the Beastie Boys. and even they're like, as soon as they kick it on, Chris Pine stares at the camera and goes, "Oh, a classic." But yeah, it's a callback to the first movie he was in.
The only time I will tolerate the Beastie Boys is that one scene.
So anyway, he's driving a what is it?
Stingray.
60,
It's like Stingray.
I think it's like a 68, 67.
Yeah.
Beautiful car. Takes the top off of it, and
you say takes the top off.
Hits the button to open the sunroof, and it flips off.
He undoes the couples and it just flies off, almost hitting the cop in the flying motorcycle behind him.
You're not supposed to lower the top when you're driving that fast.
No, you're not.
Or driving, period.
Yeah.
Also, you can barely see over the wheel when you're like,
he's full on white knuckle, like grandma white knuckling that thing.
Citizen, pull over.
Yeah.
But he crashes the car, and then it's showing him like staring at I don't know if it's the Enterprise being built, but it is a starship being built on.
Yeah, it's in like a shipyard or a yard.
Well, that's after the bar fight scene.
And then it fast forwards to the bar fight scene where Commander Pike comes in.
Yeah.
Oh, and let's not forget the product placement. He orders a Budweiser.
Yes.
Not a Bud Light, a real Budweiser.
As he's hitting on Lieutenant Uhura.
Yeah.
And that's all she gives him is Uhura. That's your only name, like Cher?
But he did sleep with her green roommate.
Yes.
You have to hide. You have to hide. Why? Oh, I know you. Like, you.
Who is the mouth breather under your bed?
She looks like a Twi'lek, too, by the way.
And I can't remember if... so he does the Kobayashi Maru, but I can't remember if in the original one if Kirk cheated then too. Okay, I couldn't remember.
That was the whole reason why that was done. So it's actually in the Wrath of Khan they explain it, because the beginning of the Wrath of Khan, they're going through the Kobayashi Maru. Kirstie Alley's character is doing it, and it fails. She's a Vulcan, so she's like, I don't know what happened. And Kirk comes out after the simulation with Spock, and he's like, it's not about winning. It's about how you handle it. Blah blah blah. And she goes, she somehow asks him, but basically he words it to where he's like, she's like, how did you do? He's like, I don't believe in no-win scenarios. And somehow someone leaks that he cheated. And that's been the running joke throughout the entire series and all the movies, is that Kirk always cheated. So that's why they wanted to show you him actually doing the cheating this time.
Yeah, and that's he walks in there and he's just sitting back chewing on an apple.
Yeah.
He's like, do nothing.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want us to fire or anything? No, we're good.
I just that kid just beat your test, Spock. And he's like, that's impossible. Cut to him being fired from the academy because he cheated.
Yeah. Well, and also this freaking Tyler Perry as the as the Grand Marshal over the exec.
Who saw that coming?
I know. I'm like, that's fucking Tyler Perry. and he's explaining it.
Goddamn, Medea is overseeing.
She's an ensign. But he's explaining it, and I can't remember the diatribe he goes, but he finds in academic vernacular, you cheated. It's let me say this in a way you'll understand it.
Well, they did pick a good guy. Well, I think we talked about it before, and I won't deep dive into that, but I think all the characters, they picked very good people to play all the original characters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They all kind of match pretty well. Zachary Quinto, I believe, is his last name.
Yeah, he's from Heroes.
He actually plays a really good
does,
version of Spock. I could buy that as being Leonard Nimoy's son almost.
Yeah, and
I mean, Eric Bana basically, just channeled his Hulk in the whole scene, because he was Nero, and he was just angry the entire time.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we talked about this in the Carl Urban episode, but he played,
Great Bones.
Yeah, it's great.
Great Bones. And the first time that they introduced why his name was Bones.
Yep.
Or at least they gave a story for it.
Because his wife took everything.
And R.I.P. I feel bad that I can never pronounce his name correctly. The one that played Chekhov.
Yeah.
Yes.
That kid played a perfect version of a young Chekhov.
And there's a great scene where he's trying to actually pronounce all the words over the intercom.
Anton Yelchin.
Anton Yelchin. Yeah, it's the last name I can never get right.
Yeah.
And Enterprise.
He was actually a really good actor overall.
He was.
I liked him in everything I saw him in.
There's a show on Netflix called Tales of Arcadia, Trolls, and he plays the main voice actor in that show, and he does such a great job. But when he passed away, obviously they get a new voice actor. They got the guy who did the original Speed Racer, that movie.
Oh, God.
I love that movie.
Emil Hirsch?
No, it wasn't Emil Hirsch. No, not the one. The one from 2002.
So not the original.
I thought that was the only Speed Racer movie.
I don't know.
Was there another one? They made 2 Speed Racers?
2008. Yep. It is Emil Hirsch, yes.
Yeah, so that's the only Speed Racer that ever existed in live action. That's what I was like, wait, did they do it again? Why?
So Emil Hirsch took over the voice acting role when he passed away.
Which is funny because Emil Hirsch and Anton did a movie together years before the Star Trek one. That was actually a very good movie. I'll tell you more about that on the side.
Is that Odd Thomas?
What's that?
Never mind.
No, I got to look it up to remember the name of it, but I remember it's a really, really good movie, though.
So anyway, also you have, John Cho as Sulu.
And he has a great scene in that movie.
Well, yeah, I like it when Commander Pike's sitting there and he's like, all right, I need people with advanced hand-to-hand combat tactics. It's like, I do, sir. And then they're about to drop, so Kirk's like, so what hand-to-hand combat do you do?
Fencing.
And then he gets on there and he finally pulls out hits the button and it's a compact samurai sword or katana. And
then he just starts doing ninja flips and shit.
Yeah, he's going all fucking acrobatic. He turns into Yoda. Yeah. Oh, twice.
Good damn it, Kevin. when the Trekkies march on this recording studio,
my plan is working.
but he generally does turn into Yoda.
Yeah, I just start flipping all over that damn drill.
Where's Dooku at when you need him? Who are you fighting over here? It would have been funny if it was glowing.
Yes.
Now, that would have been a little trademark
And that would
infringement,
have been...
but
There's a couple of little lens flare, but that's about it.
Oh, God, the lens flare.
funny thing was, real quick, going back to what we were saying with the Chekhov character, there's a scene in the sixth movie of the original series, the sixth one, Undiscovered Country, the one with Kim Cattrall in them. And at the beginning scene, was it? I want to say it's either Undiscovered Country or it might have been Generations. It's one of the two. But when they all are going onto the flagship, the new one, and they all have to kind of show up. So Scotty, they're like Kirk and Scotty and all them are on there, and they meet Sulu's daughter. She's the helmsman, and he's like, oh, it wouldn't be an Enterprise without a Sulu on the helm. And Chekhov's standing next to Kirk, and he's like, I was never that young. And he looks at him, he's like, no, you were younger. When they showed this movie, I'm like, oh, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like he's got such a thick accent when he's signing in for the first time. He's like, he's Victor 1, 2, 4. I'm sorry, I didn't get that. He goes, Victor 4.
And then when he figures out that one thing that they need to do, there's something to do with the transport of the warp. And he's like, oh, I know how to do that. He's like, get out of my way.
I've got to go.
But there is a great, when they're effectively halo jumping onto the drill that's about to kill Vulcan, Sulu and Kirk pop their chutes, on time, and the red shirt, it's like, no, I'm going to get there faster. And he pops his chute, and then he just
disintegrates.
He face plants the drill, and then his chute just goes right into the laser. That's the red shirt. You know why you didn't learn his name? No point.
That's their Peter.
Well, yeah, that's their Peter. Also in the second one,
which is basically a remake of the Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, kind of. It's at the end of that one where they've got to shoot across the Enterprise to the new ship, and they were going to help try to take it over. And there's when he's talking to Benedict Cumberbatch, he's like, I've kind of done this before. It was a drill. It's a long story.
I do want to talk a little bit about the second one, just because they do mention the Tribbles, which is a very famous episode of the original Star Trek. But it's basically Kirk walks by Bones' desk, and he's like, Bones, why is there Tribbles still on my ship? And he's like, it's dead. And then it comes back to life, and I was like, please make that the next movie.
The continuing trouble with Tribbles.
And then the second one, they the early on part, they talk about, they go over you're not supposed to, interfere with the situation or the civilization that's pre-warp technology.
I will say
bring that up.
That scene where they're in with the indigenous tribe and they have to jump into and then you get that scene with the Enterprise coming out of that ocean, and you've got that famous song being played. I was like, this is the raddest thing in human history. This kicks ass.
But then they have they have the scroll.
We have to edit that out so we don't get sued by John Williams.
That wasn't 30 seconds. But they have Kirk is the one grab the scroll to take it out, and they're it's the most important religious artifact that they have, and so they finally see the ship come out, and then they throw the scroll away and start drawing the Enterprise.
Why'd you take that? It's I don't know. They were praying to it, so I grabbed it.
Well, real quick, going back to the first one, because the big part of that one was what people were waiting for is Leonard Nimoy has those cameos in there, and he shows up, as Spock, and obviously from the future, a different timeline, and but it's great to see him when he doesn't talk to him, but he meets up with Kirk. Yeah, he finds him when they're stranded, and he's talking to him, and he's basically saying because Spock had taken over the Enterprise, and he's like, you have to make him.
You are not the captain of
you're not the captain of the Enterprise. And he's like, he explains to them that they've known each other for a long time. He's like, we were, he's like, you were and will always be my friend.
It's like, friend.
Yeah. And he tells him,
marooned me.
But he's telling him how to get at him. He's like,
I just watched my planet explode. I'm emotionally compromised.
Yeah, he's like, you have to emotionally compromise him. And he's like, how am I supposed to do that? And he's like, you don't feel anything. He's like, no, I am emotionally compromised. And then so he basically pushes him with the whole.
He does the mind meld on him real quick too.
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
Give him the this future story. Yeah.
But how he pushes him is when he gets back on the ship, and he hits the one thing you shouldn't do to any boy. You talk about his mother.
Yep.
And Spock
Who was
just
played
went.
by Winona Ryder.
Yep. And you just don't do that. And
No.
Spock said, nope, you don't do that to me either. So he relieves himself. Kirk's
And
but
then-
it's nice when he sees himself, when he meets him at the end of it.
So that is a good scene. He's like, what did you tell? I may have inferred that a universe-ending scenario would happen if he told you what I told him.
Well, also he calls out to him. He's like, "Father." He's like, "I am not our father." That's some freaking.
I really enjoy after the fight with Spock where he has to relieve himself, and then Captain Kirk, he sits down and Sulu's like, "Who's the captain now?" And he's like, "Actually, Captain Pike made him XO. Like, he's the captain." And he's just sitting there with like a broken nose. He's like, "All right, let's go get these bastards."
Yeah.
Good old things, man. It's all good.
The
Wow, we
second
only got a couple minutes left, actually.
Oh shit! Well,
and wow, time flies when you're having fun.
Set your phasers to fun.
that's the title of the episode.
My soul kind of died.
But I just want to speak about the second one real quick because I really do like that one. Benedict Cumberbatch plays Khan. He's a Klingon. But you got the
Is he a
daughter.
Klingon?
He's not a Klingon.
I thought he was
He's
like
an
some
augment.
advanced race.
He's an augment.
Augment.
Yep.
Okay. But you got the admiral's daughter who has the dreadnought ship, which is dope as hell.
Yeah.
And
Why is there in every episode there's always this badass ship that they can't beat? Then they beat it, and then there's always another badass ship. Dang
That's the way
it!
it is.
Like, why couldn't they have that old badass ship and never mind. The gloves don't fit. You must have quit.
But I do like the scene. It's like we're traveling at warp. They can't catch up to us, and then they like pan out. You see it, just like it's catching.
Oh yeah.
They went plaid.
Yeah.
Spaceballs went plaid.
But it's funny when so just for a fun little fact that I'm almost positive you didn't know this. It's not an
you're
insult
right.
because a lot of Star Trek people don't know unless they've seen a lot of the series and a lot of the movies and all this other stuff and whatever lore they wanted to create afterwards.
Also, there's a great scene between Kirk and the admiral's daughter when they're on the
Kirk's
planet.
been with everybody. That's not a hidden gem.
Yeah.
But so Khan's name is Khan Noonien Soon. So Noonien Soon is the surname of the guy who created Data.
Oh,
Dr. Soon was who created Data. And in Enterprise, they show that Dr. Soon was the one who started creating the augments.
oh, okay.
And
I
then-
did not know that.
In Enterprise, he creates these augments because it's called the genetic wars, I believe, or something about that. But they basically
Don't
ban.
they touch on that in Nemesis as well a little bit?
Yeah. So it's like
which is arguably one of the worst.
They banned it from. They banned genetic altering and stuff
You
because of
don't
that.
want to give me the Genesis device?
Khan was one of the results of
Okey-doke.
that. Yeah. But so anyway, at the end of Enterprise, when they finally capture him, there's a whole 2-3 part episode about it, and they capture him, and it's the guy that plays Data, Brent Spiner.
Yeah. I
So-
know him as the crazy doctor from Independence Day.
Yeah. So they ended at the end of the last episode of Enterprise. He's in a jail and he's writing stuff, and he's like, doctor, this is why you can't do genetics. It's banned. And he's like, all right. He's like, maybe I'll start with something. He's like, maybe I'll do something with cybernetics. He's like, it'll probably take a couple hundred years to perfect it. And he's like, well, I got time, and he just starts writing the equations. So there's a little fun fact for you.
Oh,
Khan's
very
last name, they're made from the Soons, which is the maker of Data.
I will say, I know we're running out of time, but to the first point, how they're rewriting the history of or the lore in these movies. There's a famous scene where Spock dies, and Kirk goes, Khan. Well, they reversed it.
No, that wasn't why he screamed Khan.
No.
Spock died from the overload in that. Why he screamed Khan was because he had his son killed.
Oh, fun fact.
Yeah.
But they reversed that in the newer ones. Kirk is the one who dies, and Zachary Quinto is the one who goes, Khan, and then goes an absolute epic fight scene on these I don't know,
Like
future
a dumpster.
yeah, future freight trucks or something like
Yeah.
that. And then they figured out that they can bring Kirk back to life with Khan's blood because of
Don't kill him!
Yeah,
so
so
figure out who, what? Oh, with the
Khan's blood.
in the new one.
Or Uhura has
Yes.
to like beam down and be like, "Don't kill him. We need him." And then he does like a Vulcan neck pinch at the end of the fight.
No, but you're right. In the new one, he does scream at it for that reason.
Yeah.
That's why. He
That's
does.
why I
was
thought
thinking
it
of the original one.
So I thought that was just a reimagining of the original.
Yeah.
So that's why I was.
Yeah, different take, but yes, you're right. You are correct. Wow, whose fever dream is this now?
I don't feel so good. Yeah.
Patrick is right and agreeing with Tony.
Oh God.
The fuck?
Oh.
But
Well,
it's good news.
well, we had a good run, guys.
Well, the good thing is we're out of time, so you guys can go take your ibuprofen and get that fever down.
But yeah, so we are out of time. Thank you guys for joining us talking Star Trek. Sorry, Gavin, this wasn't the most enlightening episode for you.
Look,
or
I
enjoyable.
worked my jabs in where I could.
Go home and watch First Contact. It's on the Plex server.
I will.
That movie rules.
Yeah.
Actually, just watch a series, Picard. It's worth a watch.
Oh, the first season's so good.
Watch again. Finish it up. But yeah, so we are out of time. To all the Star Trek.
I will say she is not in the skin tight bodysuit she was
She
in
doesn't
Voyager.
need to be. I don't care. She doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Still Jerry Ryan. But that is all the time we have. To all the Star Trek fans, we hope you enjoyed it. To all the non-Star Trek
Please don't be
fans,
pissed
we
when we
hope you
got things
learned
wrong.
something.
Hope you learned a little
Yeah,
something.
and just because you like it doesn't make you a Trekkie. You don't have to show up to work in the uniform. You don't have to celebrate it every day like anything else. But we will have more topics coming up. We only got a few weeks till we're going to be at the Sunscreen Film Festival. So hopefully we can get some people on here to talk about it, to give you some updates. We've been trying. They've been very busy. But we are hoping to get them on beforehand to give you guys a couple updates, maybe give us some insight as to who might be there. You can find them, look at their Facebook page or sunscreenfilmfestival.com. You can go just Google it. They'll have all the pages there to find out how to get tickets and everything. But we will be there soon. We will continue talking to you until we get there every week. But until then, for Movie Talks and Show, we are your hosts. I am Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Picard.
All right, guys.
And
Live
may the
long and
fourth be with
prosper.
you.
3 and he's out.